What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma if you're new here, and I love to talk about all things Peloton, cycling, and fitness. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I post every single Sunday. Today's video is very exciting. So it is Labor Day weekend. It is the Saturday, and on Monday I'll be competing in my first ever bike race. So this bike race is called the Donut Derby, and it is 37 miles. And I guess the kind of fun part about this race that I feel comfortable entering because it's not that serious is that at mile 12 and mile 24 you get a break, and during that break you can eat as many Krispy Kreme glazed donuts as you want, and each one you eat is 3 minutes off your time. So I'm not exactly sure how many donuts I will eat. I feel like I'll have to kind of play it by ear. It would be nice to eat like a couple to get some time off, but I don't want to have my stomach upset while I'm riding or throw up. 37 miles isn't that long, but it's also not that short. It's still a semi-serious ride. I hope to ride it in a little over 2 hours, so we'll see. I am very excited. I think that it will be a really fun race. I'm also doing it with my dad. My dad is a hardcore outdoor cycler. During the summer, he has off because he's a teacher, so he rides very frequently during the summer, and he does all kinds of lengths. He rides 40, 60 miles. Sometimes he only does 30, but he's definitely way better than me, but he is letting me tag along on this race anyways. And he also rides with a bunch of people, and one of the people that he's riding with is actually letting me borrow their bike for this race, which is very nice because I don't have a good outdoor bicycle. I just have the one that I had from growing up. So it's nice that they're letting me borrow one. It actually has SPD pedals, so it'll be cool to actually pedal on a real bike outside. So today is 2 days before the race, and we're actually taking the bike that we're borrowing from my dad's friend, and we're going to the course, and we're just going to ride the course 2 days in advance, just because I don't have a ton of outdoor experience riding, and also I've never ridden with SPD pedals before outside, so I definitely need to get used to that. But I'm very excited to see how it goes. Maybe I'll have a better idea of how many donuts I can eat once I've ridden this course once. So I will take you guys along the practice run, and then I'll take you along the real race. Also, 2 years ago, there was not a lot of people in my age group, females 20 to 29. There was only 6. So I feel I don't think I can get first, but maybe I can place. We'll see. And I just think overall it'll be a very fun event. So let's just get right on into this practice run. This is my dad, who's also riding. How fast do you think I'll do the practice run today?
Oh, about 15 or 16 miles an hour.
So what, that's 2.5 hours?
Yeah,
a little
quite.
under?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see. What did you do last year or 2 years ago when you did this?
I think the fastest I ever did was about 20 miles an hour, so 152 or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
But
maybe
that was, it was a fast group, and we probably won't ride with a fast group. So.
But you did that during the Donut Derby?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll beat your time just by eating a lot of donuts.
Could be.
Hour 52. Okay, that's what's to beat.
Okay.
All right, we got on the bike, had some pedal issues, but they're resolved now. And I've just learned how to clip in and out on a road bike, which is a little bit scarier than a Peloton bike, but I think I've mastered it. I've mastered clipping in and clipping out. We're about 13 miles in. This would be the first donut stop, but we're not stopping for donuts, but I am going to eat a protein bar. And we've done 15 miles an hour so far, so we're on track. I will say road biking versus Peloton, there's always something to worry about while you're biking on the road compared to the Peloton, whether it's cars or railroad tracks or bumps on the road or turns you have to make every 2 minutes. But besides that, it's nice to be outdoors. Okay, now it's the second stop. We're back at the same place we stopped at. It's a figure 8. So we stopped at the cross point and then did it. And now we're at the cross point again. It's been 24 miles. We have about 13 left. Things are going good. The second leg was definitely a little better, a little less turns, probably a little more smell of cows, which, also not as pleasant as riding a Peloton, but it's still good. So let's just do these last 13 miles. We just finished now. I'm very sweaty. You can also see the imprint of my helmet, and my dad's loading the bikes, but it took us like 2 hours and 20 minutes of riding time. We probably had like 10 minutes of stop time since we took those 2 breaks. And that was like 15.7 miles per hour. So I don't know if we'll go that fast the day of the race, because I'm also going to need to eat my donuts. I think my goal is to eat 4 donuts at both stops, so 8 donuts in total, but we'll play it by ear, see how I'm feeling. But I'm very excited. I love Krispy Kreme donuts, so hopefully this goes well, and at least now I'm confident that I can finish the race. So I'll see you in 2 days when we do this entire race again, just with donuts. It is now Labor Day. We just got back to the race course, so we have to go register. So let's just go get our numbers. Got my registration. I am number 1 person, like alphabetically, there's no one in front of me, so I'm number 100. And then this I put to my bike and it tracks when I go over the starting and finish line. And I think this is just like push pins to put this on my shirt. Fun fact, I was a swim coach one season, so I have this shirt from one of my coaching days because it's like a nice like breathable shirt, because you have to pin this on the back, so I didn't want to wear like a nice Lululemon shirt and get holes in it, so I was like, this shirt can be sacrificed. And then I'm also wearing my Peloton bike shorts, gotta represent that I do Peloton, and some nice bike socks that my dad got me. So I'm a true biker. It is 8:30 a.m. and we're just about ready. My dad set up the bikes, which was nice. Wow. Fancy. Wait, you gotta show off your jersey.
Yeah.
Donut Derby Pro. He's intimidating everybody else. And then wait, our number on the back. Woo! 5 minutes until the race starts and we are ready. Wow, look at all these people. They divided up so they have like speeds that you're gonna go at. So we're at the 14 to 16 mile like start, so they'll let the fast people go first, which is kind of a good way of grouping it. So we went like 15.7 the other day, so we should be in the right group.
How many would you like?
Just 2's good.
Yeah, 2 is good for now. Thank you. Break number 1. We're going about 16.5 miles. Donut 1, donut 2. Donut number 3 and 4. My dad's tapping out at 2.
Yeah.
4 donuts down. We're gonna get some water and then we're back on the road. We actually are going 17.3 miles for the first stint, so we'll see how the rest goes now that I've eaten 4 donuts. We're at our second stop, so it's the last stop to get donuts. About an hour and a half in, going 17.4 miles per hour, so going pretty fast. All right, I already ate donut 5 and 6, and this is 7 and 8, and then I am done. Dad ate another 2. Okay, it's time to do the last stretch, 13 miles with 8 donuts in my stomach. Let's go. We just finished.
More than that, actually. It was probably like 17.6.
I had a slight fall, but it's okay. I clipped out too late, decided to clip out way too late, but we don't have an official time yet, but somewhere around 2 hours and 20 minutes with breaks, but minus 24 minutes for my donuts.
Should break 2 hours.
Hopefully we'll see. We gotta put our bikes back and then check out what else is happening. It is now a couple days later after the race, and the whole ending to the race was very, very hectic. So the race ended and we had a chip in our bike. So it should have been like automatic that my time was showing, and then I could see that like it was showing up for other people, and then they'd go back and adjust the donut time manually afterwards, like put that in. So the race finished. I didn't see my time while we were putting the bikes away, but I also didn't see my dad's time. So we went over and we're like, hey, like we don't see our times. And they're basically just like, oh, like we're backed up right now. Like, wait a minute. And we're like, okay, fine. So we went and they had like a lunch spread out and we got lunch, but we had to leave pretty quickly after that because my grandma was having a Labor Day picnic. So we needed to go to that. So we're just like, okay, it's fine, whatever. Like neither of our times are in, but I'm sure that they'll show up later. So on the way home, I'm like refreshing because I want to see my time. And I see that my dad's time was entered and my time was not there. So me and my dad finished at the same time. So at this point, I did know my time. It was around 2 hours and 19 minutes. And then with the 24-minute deduction, I'd be around an hour and 55 minutes. But I was not listed. On the race website, they had who was participating in the race and they had the race results. And even for people that didn't show up or didn't start, they still had their names there in participants and then had DNS next to them. And my name was not there anymore, but it had been there the day before. So I was the first person because it was alphabetical order. My name's Emma. My dad's name is Steve. So I was 100. He was 101. And it just started at 101 for my dad. So then we were thinking that somebody did a copy and paste somewhere where they had just like not copied me over, that they were thinking that it started at 101 instead of 100. So fortunately on the race website, there was a place to submit a complaint saying that like something was wrong. So I submitted it and I was just like, hey, like this is my bid number. I'm not listed anymore. I was listed there like, yesterday when I looked at this website before the race. I finished with my dad, like this is what I was wearing, blah, blah, blah. Like I definitely did the race. And this is silly, but I was also concerned because I knew that there was an award ceremony at 1 that I was missing because we had to go to this picnic. But I'm like, oh, based on the times that are submitted, I should be in 3rd place. So I need that 3rd place medal. And nobody replied to me until later that day, but they replied and they're like, oh, we're so sorry. Like there was a mix up where we thought that you had like somebody else's number or something. It seemed like they were just confused overall, but they were like, you are in our system. We like put you back and we fixed everything. So you can like go look at the results. So then I go to the results and it shows that I'm in 1st place for the entire race. And that's because they have my correct time, but they have me listed that I ate 139 donuts, not 8. So I have like a time of like -4 hours and something. And I'm 1st place by like a lot. Like I think the fastest person was like an hour after deductions and I'm like -4 hours. So I'm like, okay, this isn't right, but like I don't want to complain again because I've already complained and I'm sure somebody else is going to complain because whoever the 1st place person is probably wants to like actually be 1st place instead of showing me that I'm like at 1st place, but it's obviously not true. So then later that night, they do fix it and they put everything in right. So I had a time of an hour and 55 after my 24 minutes of donuts deduction. I came in 3rd place in my age group for females. I will say the 2 girls in front of me, I thought I was eating a lot with 8 donuts, but they both also ate 8 donuts. So eating the 8 donuts actually didn't help me at all. And the 4th place girl was so far behind me that I could have just eaten no donuts and I still would have came in 3rd place. But it is what it is. Also, the 2nd place girl in my age group only beat me by 3 minutes. So if I didn't have my fall, it probably would have been at least a lot closer. I probably lost around 3 minutes on my fall. And basically what happened for this fall was that we have to cross like a lot of streets. And this entire race, my dad just like goes ahead of me and looks and then tells me if I don't have to unclip. So we were like really flying because this happened probably at like mile 32 or 33. It was very close to the end of the race. And my dad was up ahead of me and I thought he was going to say like, keep going, you don't have to unclip. But he was like, no, you need to unclip and like, we need to stop because when I'm clipped in, it's exactly like the Peloton. Like you are locked into the pedals. So you need to like have a little bit of momentum to clip out because if you don't, you're just going to like fall to one side, which is exactly what I did because I was too slow and I really didn't want to unclip and I definitely should have just unclipped. But fortunately, I was stopped. So it wasn't like that big of an impact. I did get this nice little cut on my arm, but honestly, it looks worse than it is and nothing else got hurt. Fortunately, no one else was around me. Like my dad was in front of me and he had to unclip like once he heard my crash. But besides that, it like wasn't a big deal. I didn't take anybody else around with me and I wasn't significantly hurt. So I just got back on the bike and we kept riding. But that probably did take around 3 minutes, or if I just ate another donut, would have came in 2nd place. But now I know for next year. But the 1st place girl in my age group was actually just crazy fast. She did the 37 miles in an hour and 55 minutes. And that includes donut stops because probably donut stops, you lose around 6 to 7 minutes, I would guess, per stop because it takes a while even to get off the bike, go eat the donuts, get your sticks counted, have it marked on your bib, and then get back on the bike. So she was actually super fast and there's no way that I'll beat her, but she is 29. So if I do this race next year, she will be out of my age group. But Overall, very happy with my placement. I will say one other thing, 2 years ago, because they didn't have it last year because of COVID, the fastest girl in my group went 2 hours and 30 minutes. And this year, the top three went under 2 hours. So it is pretty crazy, like how much it can vary year to year. And it's interesting, like who comes to these races. Like the first place girl in my age group came from Ithaca, New York. And that's actually pretty far away from here. It's probably like a 3.5 hour drive. So I do wonder, like, she must have family in the area to even find out about this event and then like decide to participate in it. But it is cool that they have people come from all over. And it's also like a fun thing to do. Like I'll never be able to participate in a real bike race because I'm simply not good enough on the outdoor bike. Like I'd have to be way more comfortable with clipping in and clipping out, obviously. And I just think that that probably will never happen in my life, but it is a really fun event to participate in. And then out of all the women, I came in 10th place, and then completely overall, men and women, I came in 72nd place because the guys can just throw back the donuts way more than the girls. I mean, the guys also can go faster, but it is funny how I'm like 10 for women, but 72 overall. And the people that run this race did email me that I will be getting my 3rd place medal. I have to go like pick it up though, so I haven't gotten it yet because I know you guys were all worried. I'm happy. It's like a nice little memento for the race. And we also do get race t-shirts, but I think that they had like some ordering issues and those are also coming late. So really, I would give the whole entire experience like a 9 out of 10. The worst part was falling, but thankfully I wasn't hurt, and it was just a really, really cool experience. And my dad's been riding this race for several years now, and if you told me 2 years ago that I would be riding in this race, like coming in at a fast time, I think we averaged around 17.3 miles an hour, which is fairly fast in my opinion. And just being able to do something that my dad loves, like with him, it's so cool that Peloton has kind of allowed me to do this because I would never be able to do it without Peloton. And also another thing during the race I thought was funny was basically we were with a group because you kind of like fall in with the same people going around the same speed as you. Like you're not bunched together, but you kind of keep passing each other. I would pass everybody on the hills. Like everybody would be struggling, but it's like that's what Peloton trains you for. So then I pass everyone on the hills, but as soon as there's like turns, I slow down so much because I'm not used to turns. Like I don't want to go fast on turns. I'm so afraid that the bike is going to like tip over. So I just think it's funny that you could definitely probably tell that I was an indoor cyclist, especially when I fell from unclipping. That would be, you know, a really good sign. Overall, it was a super, super fun race. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I realized the race footage is a little hectic. I was trying to like go fast while also trying to get footage. And obviously I don't want to film when I'm on the bike at all because very worried about getting it crashed. And I hope that I am in Pennsylvania next year for Labor Day. I would love to participate in this race again, go for the gold next year. And it was just a really, really great experience. And now I would like a road bike, even though they're very expensive. They're very, very nice to ride. That's it for this video. I hope you guys are having an awesome week, staying safe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!